Hello everyone. So speech writing and speech delivering is the topic most of the people are scared of. If you are asked to write a speech, sometimes you may write it properly, no problem. But if you are asked to deliver a speech in front of audience, sometimes or majority of the times it is found that most of the speakers they are scared of it. And if someone says that I'm not scared of speech delivering, then most probably he or she is lying. Yes, the topic is very important from the point of view of all the professionals, how to write a speech and how to deliver a speech. What are the different types of speech that you need to understand and you need to deliver, or maybe you need to write all these speech with proper examples I have given in this video. How to write a speech as well as how to deliver a speech, all these tips will be shared. And in examination there would definitely be a question about how to write an effective speech or how to deliver an effective speech. Knowingly or unknowingly, most of us are scared of speech writing or speech delivery mostly. So let us see what exactly speech writing is. There are three things to aim at in public speaking. First, to get into your subject, then to get your subject into yourself, and lastly, to get your subject into the heart of your audience. This is the quote written by Mr. Alexander Gregg, and I do agree, or I do believe whatever he has said is absolutely correct. First of all, whatever subject you want to deliver a speech on or write a speech on, first of all, you should understand the topic thoroughly and comprehensively. If you have understood something really comprehensively and thoroughly, you would be able to reproduce it in the form of writing or in the form of speaking if you have understood it. So, first of all, understand the topic on which you have to deliver or write the speech. Second thing, first of all, you should understand it, you should believe in what you are preparing. And once you have believed, you have understood it comprehensively, all the pros and cons of the topic, then only you have to make your audience or your readers understand the topic, and then only the topic will reach to the heart and brain of your audience. That is what Mr. Alexander Gregg wanted to say. So speech writing, directly or indirectly, you have done in your life. So let us see what is further in this particular video. This is what I believe personally. If your readers are glued to the speech that you have written, you are the writer they were searching for. See, there are so many people they keep on writing, but hardly few novels or the novellas or the stories become famous, world famous, or they become bestsellers. The reason is that if the readers feel that you have something different, you have written something different in a different manner, this is something they have not experienced yet, then only they would be glued to the speech or to the novel, to the story that you have written. So always try to write something that the readers or the audience would be glued to. And if you succeed in that, you are the writer, you are the best writer. The essence of speech writing lies in you making sincere efforts to compel readers to read. So, the first sentence or the first word of any speech, if you write in such a manner that by reading the first sentence itself, the audience or the reader feels tempted to read further, that is the success. Because in this era of WhatsApp, in this era of Reels, wherein the audience or the readers they want entertainment or information within few seconds, in such era, if you are compelling them to read whole page or maybe a data of 30 minutes or 40 minutes, then you should take extra and utter care to make sure that within the first few lines or first few words, you should compel or force by your way of writing, by your selection of particular words, by selection of the topic and the treatment of the topic in such a manner that the people should feel compelled, forced to read further without you telling them, right? So if you can, then you are the writer, you are the good speaker. Yes. So speech writing is the art of writing a message for audience. that can captivate and influence them. So any message that you write, any speech you write, the people should be glued or completely busy in reading that one, and the message should influence or convince them or entertainment, depends what kind of purpose with which you have written the speech. So these are the tips how to write a best speech of your life. But before you write the speech, these are the points that you should pay attention to. Understand the topic. As I said, whatever you don't understand, you won't be able to justify it. You won't be able to make others convince or entertain, or the purpose of writing will not be fulfilled if you have not understood the topic on which you want to write a speech or deliver a speech. So, first of all, you should understand what is the topic. For example, problems of industrialization. Industrialization, issues due to industrialization. So superficially it appears the same topic, but it's not same. I hope you will try to understand what I said about problems of industrializations, problem due to industrialization, or just industrialization. So if you understand the topic, you will be able to justify it. Second tip is decide the purpose of your speech: to inform, either to convince or to entertain or something else. Whatever your purpose is there behind writing a speech or delivering a speech, you should be clear about. You should not simply go on talking anything or go on writing anything which is random, without any purpose, without any essence. So first of all, you should understand why you are writing the speech or why you are going to deliver the speech. It may be to entertain, it may be very funny, it may be to inform about something new technology, or it may be to convince others to adopt new technology, something. The purpose you should be clear, and accordingly you should select the data, accordingly you should select the information, and the examples. Say third one, which I feel subsists other important, I know the audience. Know the audience means you should understand how old the audience are. If the kids are there, accordingly the examples and the stories and the way of talking or writing should differ. If your colleagues are going to read or colleagues are going to listen to your speech, then accordingly the examples, the language will differ. If your seniors or maybe your boss is going to listen, then according to the audience, you should change the information, the examples, the humor, anything that you do, maybe the body language, use of body language and everything. So as per the audience, you should understand the educational level of your audience, you should understand their experience, you should understand their financial, their cultural background, you should understand which language they are comfortable, you should understand from which profession they are. So accordingly you will change your examples, accordingly you will change the information and the language that you are going to use. If you are talking in front of farmers, so you should involve all the examples which are related to farming, because the audience or the readers will be able to relate with what you have done. If you are talking in front of the students of mechanical engineering, then accordingly the examples will change and the language will change or should change, and then only the people would be able to relate and understand. So understanding your audience before you write a speech or before you deliver the speech, that matters a lot. Next tip is collect information that is less useful and more unusual. When I say less useful, means if you are going to tell them whatever the audience knows, they won't be able to read it or listen to it with interest. But something unusual that they might not have been informed about, or they might not have read or listened, if such information you come up with, the people will be listening to you with all curiosity and interest, that what exactly you are going to present in front of them, maybe in writing form or in spoken form. So collect that information which is not useful. Refer authentic and standard resources. Because of this technology, because of this artificial intelligence, because of computer, because of this AI, n number of things are available online. But when you are going to collect information for your speech writing or speech delivery, make sure that you come up with authentic resources and they are standard. If you are collecting information from standard books, standard journals, standard magazines, then definitely you can quote that according to this particular book, according to this particular author, according to this journal, and then the information that you will put across will have the weightage. The people will be sincere and serious about what you have done in that speech. So please refer authentic and standard resources. Think about the words, sentences, examples that will keep the readers and audience glued to the speech. So if you are using a monotonous speech, maybe the stereotypical overused sentences in your speech, nobody is going to be interested in what you have written or what you are going to say. You should make sure that the words, the vocabulary, the sentences, the structure of sentences, the images that you put across, everything should be something new, innovative, that will create the interest among the audience or maybe the readers, and that will make you successful as a speaker or as a writer. रीड एज अ थर्ड पर्सन, ये मैं पर्सनली बिलीव करता हूँ इस पे, रीड एज अ थर्ड पर्सन, इफ इट क्रिएट्स इंटरेस्ट इन यू, go ahead, if not change whatever you speech you have written or whatever speech you have prepared to be delivered. First of all, as a third person, don't support yourself that this is my creation so I will feel that this is good. No, as a third person, evaluate it. Does it really interest you? Does it really impress you? Does it really create a curiosity? Does it really satisfy the expectations of you as an audience or as a reader? If the answers are yes, then you should be satisfied. If not, you should keep on changing it till you feel that yes, this is flawless, this is awesome. And once you get that feeling that your draft of the speech is awesome, then only you submit it to your readers, or maybe then only you speak in front of your audience. Next, format. So how to write this speech in examination? You should follow this format properly. Greeting means hi, hello, good morning, good afternoon. Acknowledge the time and the readers or the audience. You're writing it, no doubt you're writing at 11 a.m., say good morning. If you're writing it in the afternoon, according to the time sense, you have to greet. But greeting, not necessary in the beginning itself you should say good morning and all. No, you can come up with very typical impactful beginning or greeting. You can say that this is really a chilly and cool morning. You can also say, if you are in Mumbai right now, I am really sorry to wish you good morning, because it is not a good morning, because everywhere there is a pollution there, the air is completely contaminated. So I don't know what to greet and how to greet you guys, but the same topic that today we are going to discuss about, how to get away of this pollution. So, something impactful, something unusual greeting can be possible if you can write it, or if you can start your speech with that. The people, you will conquer them and they will be with you throughout your speech. Then the introduction. Connect with readers and audience. Develop curiosity among them. Grab their attention. Make them so energetic, enthusiastic that they feel the gap to know about the topic that you would be talking or writing. So, and how to do that? You can come up with a good story. It may be a fearful story about pollution, or maybe hazards of this plastic and all. You can come up with really a good or very pleasant beginning or introduction of the topic. Whatever topic, it may be the introduction of any guest, it may be the welcome speech, it may be farewell speech, it may be vote of thanks speech. Anything you should introduce in such a manner. You come up with any story, come up with any example, come up with any startling data, come up some good event, come up with some worst event or accident that will grab the attention, and the people will be more interested in what you would be giving them further. Because if they say that the beginning is such, then how would be the development of the speech and the conclusion? So that everybody feels curious about it. Develop the body of the speech, make your audience your fans. So you have the chance, as soon as you get a mic or as soon as you get a chance to pen down a speech, you can develop your fan following by writing or by giving them something that will impress them. Remember, monotonous and usual things do not impress audience or readers. Make it a point. And when you conclude your speech, you must summarize whatever main points you have highlighted throughout your speech. It may be written format or it may be in spoken format. Tell them what exactly you have done, what they have expected from you. You have fulfilled that expectation. They should get that particular thing in conclusion. And the conclusion should be, you cannot simply say thank you so much for being a good audience. You can come up with something different. It may be about hazards of plastic. You can say that this is how the every truck per minute is going to be deposited is being deposited in our oceans. So just imagine how much plastic garbage has been collected in our oceans, and just imagine if the oceans are nowhere available on the planet. Think about it. With this thinking note, I say thank you very much. So this is how you can come up with such conclusions that will leave audience with one message, with something that they should come up with, they should start doing. And if you can do that, you are successful as a speaker as well as a writer. See, I've given you the format. Read this. You will realize what I said, ki how to begin it, how to maintain, how to develop that speech, everything properly I have given you. You can read and you can go through it and tell me in the comment box whether you have really liked the way I have written this welcome speech. See, this is the explanation, the body of the welcome speech. This is how you have to write. In examination, they may ask you introduction of a guest, welcome speech. They may ask you farewell speech. They may ask you vote of thanks speech. They may ask you to write a speech on a particular topic like hazards of plastic or the problems of pollution, soil pollution, air pollution, anything as per your capability which is suitable. So you should come up with that. This is how you have to conclude the welcome speech. Read this properly. And I know that if you get this particular example in your brain and accordingly you write your welcome speech, introduction speech, where vote of thanks, or any topic, then definitely you will be a good writer and good speaker. This is the second type of speech, introduction of a guest speech. Just read it and tell me in comment box whether you really liked it or no, and why did you like it, and why you didn't like it if you didn't like it, because I cannot force you to like whatever I have written. See the way introduction has been written. Read it. Conclusion, this is how you need to conclude it. Farewell speech means saying bye bye. If somebody, a teacher is transferred or someone is retiring on that particular day, when you write a farewell speech, how will you write the farewell speech? How will you begin it? I have already given you two examples of welcome speech and introduction speech. In line to that, you can develop your own farewell speech. Just imagine that Mr. Ram Patil is going to be transferred from this government polytechnic Thane to another college, and on that particular last day you are going to deliver this farewell speech. So how will you begin and how will you develop and how will you conclude that farewell speech? You can write in comment box or you can WhatsApp it to me on 8097215054. Similarly, vote of thanks. Vote of thanks means in any program, it may be a farewell function, it may be introduction function, or it may be any occasion. If you get a chance to deliver vote of thanks speech, I have already prepared one good example of vote of thanks speech. I will give you the link in this particular video how to write vote of thanks speech also, because this is something which is very close to my heart. Most of the time vote of thanks speech is neglected by so many people because the audience keeps on eating or keeps on sipping tea and coffee, and in that particular period this vote of thanks speech goes, and I don't like it. But when you get a chance to deliver a vote of thanks speech, I can give you in return on bond that definitely the people will listen to your vote of thanks if you follow the tips that I have shared in that particular video of how to write vote of thanks speech. I will be giving you the link of how to write vote of thanks speech in this particular video. Then they may ask you any topic, write a speech on pollution, a number one killer, like this, hazards of plastic or e-waste. So according to your capabilities up to 10 standard or 12 standard, they may give you such topic that you should be comfortable with that topic, and you should begin with such speech the way I have given you: introduction, development, and conclusion. Introduction, very impressive and effective, that the audience is glued to you. In a similar manner you have to develop it, and then in a similar manner you have to conclude it. Now this is very important, please pay attention. Be properly groomed. If you are properly groomed, you would be comfortable and confident. Be comfortable with mic and other acoustics. Sometimes the collar mic and all we haven't handled yet. So if you are given the collar mic to speak, or maybe a mic, cordless mic or karaoke mic, and sometimes we are not comfortable and it may affect our performance when you deliver the speech. So better have that experience and exposure how to handle the mic. It may be collar mic, it may be a simple mic or cordless mic. Greet the audience with something unusual, as I said in the previous discussion. Something unusual. For example, I'll tell you, if I have to talk about hazards of plastic, then I can say that just imagine the plastic is served every day in your plate and you are consuming the plastic. This pause. Yes, I really mean it, because whatever plastic particles that are there in the ocean, the fish eat, the plastic gets stuck in the body of the fish, and the same fish, if caught by the fishermen, we buy it, we cut it, we prepare its bhaji, and the same fish we are eating. And let me tell you, the plastic by default gets consumed by all of us. This is how something different you greet. On this negative note and very fearful note, I wish you good morning, but I know that this is not good morning for all of us. This is really a bad morning, because we are consuming plastic, and plastic means obviously we are going to die. Even the animals keep on dying. ऐसे आपको कुछ लेकर आना है. Look at the audience. Sometimes we are not comfortable, sometimes we don't have the confidence, but you have to look into the eyes. Maybe for 3 4 seconds you have to look at one particular audience. That will show that you are respecting each and everybody, you are considering them in your speech, and they will be with you. Otherwise, if you simply look at one particular person, that person will be uncomfortable and rest of the people will feel that no, this speech is not for all of us, so let us simply go outside. That kind of atmosphere will be created if you don't maintain eye contact with the audience. So any audience who is there sitting in the audience, doesn't matter, it's a huge auditorium, you should make sure and you should be comfortable to look at them when you are speaking. Create rapport with audience. You can create rapport by using some sense of humor, by using some good body language, by using some good story, by asking them a few questions which are relevant. Anything you can come up with which is related to their profession, which is very much 100% relevant to what they are doing. By this you can create a good rapport or relationship with your audience, and the audience will support you. Otherwise, if the audience is not supportive, you won't be able to deliver your speech. Just imagine, if you don't support us in our lectures, what the teachers do and how the teachers do that. Be clear, concise, and audible. You should talk to the last person when you are talking. You should not beat around the bushes. You should talk to the point, like be concise and be clear. Whatever you want to say, just it should be crystal clear. The people or the audience should not be confused about what you have written or what you are speaking. Use body language effectively. Body language means your facial expressions, gestures, your posture, everything should be complementary to what you say. That will enhance the effect of what you are saying. Otherwise, no. So use your body language, because the audience, they do not believe in what you say, but they believe in how you say, and that how means your body language. Use whole stage, don't stop at one particular point, maybe the podium and all. No, it shows that you are scared of it. But if you are using the whole stage slowly and gradually, from moving from one place to another place, the audience will be engaged, the audience will not feel it is monotonous, and you will also be very very comfortable once you are using it. And once you are exposed to the audience, the fear, that will definitely go away. It will come, you experience it, but you become immune to that fear, and then you see you would be able to handle it with all comfort. Have presence of mind and sense of humor and use it. Presence of means sometimes the mic may not work, sometimes anything may happen that is not planned, but at that time you should have the presence of mind how to handle that situation. Sometimes any audience comes over there, or sometimes any audience in between asks a question, then you should know how to handle the matter. Sometimes you may not know the answer. So have that presence of mind, how, if this situation occurs, how will I react and how will I respond. Before the speech itself, you can definitely come prepared about it. And sense of humor is something that works like a salt in any food item. If it is less, the taste of the food item is gone. If it is more, again the taste of the food item is gone. So as required, you should come up with the humor. See, if you do not have developed that, you if you don't have that sense of humor, then don't try artificially. But if you have good presence of mind, you must have heard Mr. Kapil Sharma in his particular Kapil Sharma comedy. He has that presence of mind, and he has good language, and he has the sense of humor. Only because of that he is earning crores of rupees, and he has engaged the people since years. He has been entertaining and making fun of all the things, and we still enjoy that show. The reason is that he has good presence of mind and sense of humor and the novelty. Use narrative technique. Everybody likes stories, so when you are speaking, make sure that you are telling them more of a stories and events and anecdotes, and that will make their point clear. That will make them understand. They would be completely interested and engrossed in what you are saying. Otherwise the people don't like to listen. In this era of WhatsApp and Facebook and all, nobody likes to listen. So you are using this narrative or storytelling technique, definitely you will conquer the audience. Don't bore audience. When you maintain eye contact, you understand whether the audience is bored or not. If you feel that the audience are getting bored, then you should change something. Maybe the language, maybe the examples, maybe your body language. You can change the stage position, the direction of what when I mean your position you can change on the dais, on the stage. This will make them to pay attention to you, and the boredom will be caught. Summarize before you end the speech. Whatever you have spoken so far, just a gist of it you have to summarize. That is the good sign of a good speaker as well as a teacher. That whatever you have said, you have to summarize in a nutshell. Audience will come to know what important topics or the points we have covered so far. End the speech as high note, which is unusual, as I gave you the example. Do not simply say thank you so much. No, before you say thank you so much, you should have something unusual, something, the last thing that you want to share with them. On that high note you have to end it. Thank the organizations in a unique manner. Unique manner means whatever they have done actually for you in organizing, inviting you, or making the things available. Thank them for all these things. Even you can thank the audience also for being there, as well as listening to you very patiently and giving you the support that you needed. That will create a good impression of you as a speaker, and they will be very eager to listen to you next time. Now, my basic question is, why should engineers learn speech writing and delivering? Comment in the comment box. If you are not sure about it, you can talk, you can tell it to me. I will definitely tell you why engineers should learn speech writing and delivering in the next video. I wish you all the best.